A huge finish to the end of that last round by DeWitt. The uppercut, very effective. Nice move where he spins away. And then Robbie Sims in the corner. DeWitt just kept nailing him with lefts and rights. And Joe Cortez taking a long look, as you said, Barry, thinking maybe of stepping in.
And I have an idea that Joe Cortez is not going to go too far with this. A good left hand by Sims to start this 11th round.
Well, he's got to make something very big happen. Now, that was the first part in the fight where you really felt one man was close to really putting the other guy in big trouble.
On your card, Al, no contest.
I've got DeWitt ahead 98-92. It may be closer on the judges, but boy, I just really can't imagine how DeWitt wouldn't be ahead. These are both guys who have had decision losses that they thought were very inappropriate. They've both been in a lot of close decisions, some draws. Here they are again. Although in this case, I think it's DeWitt ahead.
Let's take a look at the total punches thrown in round number 10. Again, Doug DeWitt throwing an inordinate amount of punches, 77. Very high number.
And landing quite a few, the 33. And a lot of those were big shots. I mean, those real crunching uppercuts and good left hooks. Very few jabs because the hand is hurting. I don't think you want to throw that punch as much.
But he's almost just throwing caution.
See what he's still doing, though, and I don't understand it. And they're yelling, Dougie. The crowd into it on behalf of Doug DeWitt. Still think Doug DeWitt should be moving to his left.
Both these men will be more of a standing oath, I'll tell you that. This, as you mentioned, has been really a case of two gladiators.
Courageous effort. Right now, DeWitt really has the upper hand.
And again, a headbutt.
Well, at this point, that won't help Sims at all, because there's no way he could win this fight if it stopped that way. I don't think.
Good work in the corner of Doug DeWitt on that cut, because it is a pretty nasty cut, and it's, even though it's deep, it's not bleeding.
When you look at an effort like this, and lots of what he's done has been excellent, you're again forced to say, why doesn't Doug DeWitt fight this way in every fight?
But he also answered all the questions about conditioning.
He's in very good condition. He's throwing most of the punches here.
Because he has been hurt by his own left hand, and that just takes a lot out of him. In addition to the punishment that he's taken from Sims.
And there have been punches taken by Robbie Sims. There's no doubt about that. Some big ones, and he had DeWitt hurt 3 or 4 rounds ago.
DeWitt fighting a very smart fight now. Took a right hand, overhead right that time.
But the punches Sims are landing, really not having too much impact, and they're not that hard. They're all arm punches.
And again, the blood starts from the left eye of Doug DeWitt. Oh, there's a right hand by Sims, but it didn't hurt him. As you mentioned, not a lot of snap anymore. And DeWitt stays busy and gets out of there.
Bloody but unbowed for sure, that man.
Isn't pretty, but it is effective.
All right, baby. Finish strong. Don't get careless. 3 minutes and you're the champion. Don't get careless.
Good advice, I'd say.
Do it, man. Last round coming up. Okay, Joe. Come on, Dougie. Dougie finished big. He's going to try to knock you out this round. Come on, baby. You're champion of the world.
Right hand under, right hand over the top.
You got to knock him out to win.
The overhand, you can do everything. Look at Marvin Hagler, and the man he's looking at right here, Robbie Sims, his brother.
Come on, Robbie. This is it. Go ahead, Robbie. Give it everything you got. Don't stop. All right. Here, wait a minute.
Understand?
Go ahead, Robbie. Go ahead.
On this side. You need it now. This is the 12th and final round. Crowd on its feet here, and that's something you don't see very often, especially here in Atlantic City. Knowledgeable boxing folk here.
Can't think of a better way to close out our 9th anniversary show with a superb fight and a 12th round where it may be on the line, at least in the sense of Robbie Sims having to do something dramatic to win as you look at it. I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Barry, it's been a pleasure working with you these recent months, and a pleasure working with our producer, Ken Dennis, who put those wonderful pictures to the highlights to the song that Tony wrote, and also to Gary Clem, our fine director. I'd like it to be another 9 more years with all of us.
I feel the same way, actually. It is family. lot of miles on airplanes, and a lot of strange places sometimes. A lot of laughs. Logan Hobson, Bob Canobio, the folks who bring you the numbers on Punch Profile, which make us look real smart sometimes.
They help me on many occasions. Bail me out, I should say. And what we get to see is good boxing action like this. And for Doug DeWitt, the key, they said it to him, don't get careless. Don't be doing things that could get you knocked out.
DeWitt fighting a very heady fight, actually.
I think Sims' mouthpiece went flying. It is either his or DeWitt's. Somebody's mouthpiece ended up in the first row.
I think it was Sims.
It wasn't Joe Cortez's, I'm sure.
I don't believe so. It might have been his teeth. Now, here's a case where they don't stop the fight to put the mouthpiece back in. Earlier tonight in the fight, they did stop it.
I don't know if Joe Cortez saw that mouthpiece go. I believe it was Sims. So Doug DeWitt may be just about a minute away from some kind of boxing redemption and a new lease on his boxing life.
Well, he was very, very disappointed when he lost to Sungwook Colombe. That was a fight he said he really felt he was in great shape. He had no excuses. He thought he was going to win.
And somewhere out there, Michael Nunn, the IBF middleweight champion, perhaps taking a look at a possible opponent, maybe looking at Doug DeWitt now, or the winner of this fight, which I think will beat DeWitt if he stays standing. He's getting nailed with a couple shots there.
But doing a little nailing of his own in return. A fitting finish to a very exciting fight.
Something about these anniversary shows always produces a good battle.
Sims, but too little, too late. And the crowd is going to let you know everything you need to know about this one. Marvin Hagler cheering as though he really feels his brother won this fight.
I would be shocked if it were so. Both of those men have, I think, on occasion probably seen decisions go the other way that maybe didn't deserve to, but especially Robbie. But I don't think this is one of them. If it goes to Doug DeWitt, I think it deservedly goes to him.
Very, very good fight. Two warriors.
And a very courageous effort by both men, because the right eye closed for Robbie Sims. The left hand presumably hurt by Doug DeWitt. We assume it was. And they fought through that pain and those impairments to give us a very good show.
And so we await the decision now.
Michael Buffer trying to expedite the officials and giving them the decision. They're not quite ready. And as you said it right at the outset, and it's a storyline we've continued throughout the show, and it's true, for one of these guys, maybe him, and maybe him, although I doubt it, as Doug DeWitt has a few words with Marvin Hagler, it'll be on to the, perhaps, the boxing retirement list.
And we are set to go with the decision. Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. We have a split decision.
Oh, my.
Eva Shane scores the bout 115 to 113 for Robbie Sims.
Wow.
Lynn Carter scores at 116 to 112 for Doug DeWitt. And John Stewart scores the bout 115 to 113 for the winner of this WBO Middleweight Championship, Doug the Cobra DeWitt.
Well, it almost seems like poetic justice. It did seem actually like it was a little more lopsided than that. But a tough fight by two pretty tough customers. We'll be back.